Hola, bonjour, ohayo gozaimasu. Es lunes, nous sommes lundi, getsuyobi desu yo. It's time to talk about how our brain works so that we can learn faster. We're going to leverage everything about brain science in this class to get you learning faster. All right, so today we're going to talk about the importance of handwriting. Writing things down by hand is going to activate your brain in a different way than typing or reading is going to. Okay? So let me give you an example. Which is it? How do you write the letter G? I'll let you think about it for a moment. Okay, it's this way. It's called a loop tail. Times New Roman uses it. Okay, and it goes this way. But because we don't write it all the time, you're not thinking about it. The article that I started from says we don't pay super close attention to things we see every day. Which side does Lincoln face on a penny? Okay, think about it. Is Lincoln facing left or right? And then after I put this picture in, I thought, no, that's not the picture I want to use. Yes, this is the picture I want to use. You know me, I'm a nerd. Okay. So we've got a problem in society right now, and that we're not handwriting as much as we used to. All right. We're also not letting our brains wander as much as we used to, but that's a different issue. We'll talk about that on a different day. So we've got a huge problem in Japan. This is called teitsuboshi, character amnesia. All right. Now, even my French students and my Spanish students, you need to understand this because it's really obvious when we look at Japanese. I'm going to show you Chinese in a minute. Okay. This word is shinli, and this word is shinli, and this word is shinli, and just all of these words are shinli. And I had to scroll down to get all the different possibilities, okay? Because I could type in shinli, and then I have to figure out which one do I want, because they all mean something different, okay? So when I go to write it on my own, if I'm not used to the stroke order, if I'm not completely visualizing this, I'm going to mess it up, okay? Let me show you how. This was from a nice article. This is a very smart person. He's very well educated, okay? And he made a shopping list because he wanted to make jiaozi. This is dumplings, so this is Mandarin, okay? And he doesn't quite remember the words. Here he's just kind of fudging it, all right? Here he punts, he starts writing it, and he's like, I don't know what it is. And then he writes it in pinyin. This is pinyin. This is what kindergartners write, okay? Here he didn't quite remember how many strokes. All right, so here's what the original words are, okay? Song is the first one, and jiang right here. Look how complicated these are. And he's missing huge strokes from here. He doesn't remember. Okay, so here's the next thing I want you to think about, okay? Writing things down by hand is both kinesthetic and visual. And we know that memory is visual and spatial. So writing things down by hand is really going to activate your memory. And if I can get you to talk aloud to yourself while you're writing it down, then you're also hearing it, which activates a different part of your brain. Okay? So before I set you loose, I have to tell you a little story about myself. This was my most difficult class. Okay? Maybe I shouldn't put this on YouTube. Okay. He was a great teacher. He was so hard. We were very intimidated by him. And one day I had injured my legs snorkeling and I limped into his office. And his office is like 3 by 6. It's like a little closet. And he has 100-year-old books shoved every which way on the shelves. And I'm like, oh my God, 100-year-old books. This is so amazing. But he was a cigar smoker. And so the books just reeked of cigar. So I hobble into his office. This was the beginning of my leg problems, I guess. I don't know. Hobble into his office and he jumps up and he goes, Papa-san, daijoubu desu ka? Are you okay? I was so intimidated by this man that I did not notice that he was 4'2". Okay, so we secretly started calling him Gegege no Kitaro. Kitaro, okay, but he was a great guy. He was a great guy, very smart, okay, but I didn't know he was so short because I was so intimidated by him. All right, we all failed the midterm, every single one of us. He passed back the papers, and I had a D on it, and I was trying not to cry in front of everyone. And he said that he was very disappointed in all of us because the highest grade he could give out was a D plus. And I was like, oh, I didn't do too bad. So I wiped my tears away and everything. He's a very intimidating teacher, though. Okay. So we were so intimidated. This is graduate school, mind you. We were so intimidated that we would get together on the off days. So in college, in graduate school, generally, not always, but generally your classes are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or they're Tuesday, Thursday for a longer period of time. Okay. So we had class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we got together Tuesday and Thursday, and the only thing we did was copy each other's notes down. That is all we did because we didn't understand what he was saying. We just copied each other's notes down. We didn't even comment on it. We just copied each other's notes. A plus 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 plus. We did fabulously. Okay, passed the class. All right. So what I want to do right now is I want to look at some things that we're working on, and I want you to choose just 5 words you're struggling on, just 5 that you're having a hard time remembering, and I want you to write each one 3 times each as if you're in elementary school. Okay? Your teacher made you do this all the time, hopefully, in elementary school. That's how I learned how to spell the name of the city that I lived in kindergarten. I got in trouble and the teacher made me write it 10 times, and then I was like, oh, that was a pretty good punishment because now I know how to spell Huntsville. Okay, so get to work on this. Seriously, choose 5 that you're struggling on. Don't choose 5 that are easy for you, okay? Because we're trying to activate your memory. All right, see you in class.